And now I understand. Now I understand. There might be a big problem for Vitaly. That might be the guy. That might be the guy. I have no idea now. I don't know at all anymore. I have no idea what that match is going to look like.
It was less than a month ago when Devon Larratt was saying that Alizhan is a very small guy, and as impressive as his victory looked against Artyom Morozov, Morozov was not in the best shape for that match. And that's why there is no way that Alizhan is going to defeat Vitaly Laletin. None at all. But recently, Devon Larratt sounded a little bit worried for Vitaly. He has started believing that Alizhan actually has a chance to become the triple champion.
Did you see at Michael's place? Did you see in Arkansas? Did you see the size of Alizhan's left arm?
Man, Alizhan's forearms are unbelievable.
I have never noticed. I've never realized what
if
that
you see
is.
him from the back, you see the forearm like this.
Oh man, his forearms
from the
are
back,
massive.
you see this.
I didn't know. I didn't realize that was the case. That was the first time I actually saw him.
I tried watching some of the East versus West matches to figure out whether his left arm is actually that much more massive compared to his right. I was expecting East versus West to do a little better job when I saw his left forearm listed at 18.6 inches. And then I went to the right arm match against Richard Bondman, and there they just repeated the left arm measurements. So if his left forearm is actually 18.6, I would assume his right is somewhere around 17. Because in some clips, even though the gap is looking massive, in others, the gap doesn't seem to be that much. But anyone who has seen Alizhan in person, they always say that his forearm looks bigger than some of the super heavyweights of the world. And now Devon is really looking forward to that match. And it almost sounded like he may have Alizhan as the favorite against Vitaly, which is absolutely crazy to think of. How can anyone force the hook on Vitaly?
Vitaly Laletin versus Alizhan Muratov. That's going to be a crazy match. World title, lefty. I was in the Vitaly camp hard, like thinking like Vitaly all day, easy day, no problems. Vitaly's the guy. But I seen Alizhan, and Alizhan is so jacked. Like, his left forearm is crazy. I'm not sure.
Also, when Devon was asked by Hermes Gasparini if he thinks he can defeat Alizhan's left arm, and Devon just started smiling. He was about to say something which was obviously not going to be him saying that he can defeat Alizhan.
Left-handed? You think?
Left, yes.
You can see Devon is not confident in a match against Alizhan at all. He was before Alizhan destroyed Morozov, but he isn't anymore. So I'm not sure if we can see the 115 kg Devon versus Alizhan left arm match anytime soon. And yes, in this video, we are going to discuss Devon Larratt's plan, his announcement of dropping down to 115 kilos. But that part will be later in this video. Devon said he's really happy to be back to training with both of his sons, Auden and Milo. He said that both have gotten really strong now, especially Auden Larratt. Milo has developed a dangerous pressing style. They're trying to keep him away from that and trying to motivate him to start top rolling again. But looks like he has gone too far down that line. Even when Devon and Auden were having a super match, Milo kept on saying that Auden should just switch to a press. He shouldn't bother about trying anything else on the table. As of now, Devon has settled around 260 pounds of body weight. He definitely feels much weaker than before, than what he was against Vitaly Laletin when he was close to 300 pounds. But despite all of that, he is feeling much healthier. He is feeling fantastic. He believes that the strength will return when he begins his training seriously once again. He also mentioned that if you want to hit a new peak, then you come back to the basement and you start again. This is basically what he is already doing. And surprisingly, Devon is going to have a match against Matt Mask this month. It will be at a tournament in Quebec. There his son Auden will also have a super match against Casey Bossum at the same event. And Devon is expecting both of these matches to be extremely difficult. So is it going to be one more year for Matt Mask? I mean, the peak Devon Larratt should destroy Matt, but as per his own words, he's not holding on to that much strength now. He's in a much weaker state. So is that downfall in Devon's game enough to make the match competitive? I hope it is. After that, Devon will have the Ottawa High Hookers party on 25th of July. He has invited everyone. There will be camping, food, fires, training, arm wrestling obviously. He's encouraging visitors to stay for several days and train with him. The Levan situation. Devon believes that in Batumi, on 1st of August, he will determine his future plans. Why on that day? Because Levan is supposed to make an announcement. Levan is supposed to let Devon and the world know when he's going to come back and against who. So Devon is hoping that Levan accepts a December title match, possibly against Vitaly Lalitin. If not Vitaly, then Kamil or even Michael Todd. And Devon hopes to face the winner of this match in 2027. If Levan delays the competition until 2027, if he's not ready even in December, then Devon would like to go straight for Levan instead of giving the opportunity to Vitaly Lalitin or anyone else. If Levan isn't ready for that too, if he kind of retires or becomes inactive, then he has to change his plans to get down to a weight category. And to be honest, even if Levan decides to have a match against Devon in 2027, Devon may still attempt to go for the 115 kg world title if Ivan Matyushenko has it. Devon is not a big fan of Ivan anymore. They used to be good friends, but since Devon got to know that it was Ivan who wrote that letter against Devon and got the sign of 20 plus arm wrestlers on it, Devon really wants to take his revenge against Ivan on the table. He said that Ivan will be the final Russian that he beheads.
Otherwise, I'm going to smear that Russian dude right into the mat in China. Like, if Mike doesn't get him in Batumi, I will take Matyushenko and I'll get him to tell him, he'll tell me so many stories. Hey, did you know that it's all from him, right? He's like the final Russian for me to like behead.
He believes that the champions should defend their title frequently. I mean, surprisingly, that is something that Devon never did when he won the 105 kg and 115 kg titles. But now he's saying that the champion should do that. And that's why Devon's offer to Ivan is he pulls Michael in the upcoming event or he pulls Devon and defends his title in September in China. I don't think he will be facing Michael Todd for the title if Michael has the title at that time, because Devon and Michael have agreed to kind of work together and not face each other until they have cleared out the entire division, the remaining division. Devon talked about the recent Canadian nationals. He congratulated John Milne for becoming the national champion, Courtney for becoming the national champion again, and especially Thomas Dumas. Thomas is a 16 or 15-year-old boy and he won 6 gold medals, the under 16 championship, the under 18 gold medals, and also the senior division in the 198-pound class. He called him one of Canada's biggest future stars. If you remember, exactly 2 years ago, Devon posted a video with Thomas calling him the best 13-year-old arm wrestler in the world. It's the same guy. Devon also mentioned that his documentary is progressing as expected and it is expected to come out this year. I don't think it will, especially if the Devon versus Levan third match is confirmed. I just think that the documentary is finalized, but they're still hoping for that third match and somehow hoping for a good ending where Devon actually defeats Levan. So there is no way this documentary is coming out before the third Levan match if it gets confirmed. In the Neil Pickup podcast, Devon talked about Brian Shaw and he was kind of taking some subtle jabs at Brian Shaw. Neil was saying that Brian is not retired, he's losing some weight, and Devon was saying that he was basically trying to say that Brian should learn how to take losses. And Neil's response was, Brian hates you, Devon. Devon mentioned that Brian is not ready to accept his ways, Devon's ways, but if he does, it would be much better for him. And in arm wrestling, it is kind of good for you if you take the early losses. In fact, Devon wanted Brian to lose his initial matches so that he can learn whether he's capable of taking losses or not. If not, then he's not meant for arm wrestling. Devon believes that every great arm wrestler must learn to lose. Losses teach way more than easy victories. And in one of his recent stories, Devon was trolling Brian Shaw once again when he was asking Brent, the big 400-pound guy at Devon's club, if he can beat Brian Shaw or not. And obviously the guy said yes, even though he just barely beat Milo Larratt. And Milo is nowhere near Brian Shaw's level.
Just a public presentation to Leonidas. A more authentic, perhaps, Brian Shaw. Only you can tell the difference if you should show up at Ottawa High Hooker Day this year.
Hey, what do you think, Brian? You beat that guy? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Easier or harder? Like if you were to put Brian Shaw, like if you were to sub in for Brian Shaw, how would that match have looked?
It would be a good match. Yeah.
Would you beat him?
Yeah.
You think you'd beat Brian?
Yeah.
Is Devon now genuinely mad at Brian Shaw, or is he just trying to provoke him to get back to arm wrestling just to prove Devon wrong? Pro Punjab League recently posted this. Aabhas Rana is going to compete at the World Championship. Obviously he will. The World Championship venue is like 50 kilometers away from his home. I think Aabhas has turned 18 recently, but I will ask him in which age category he will be competing. Is it going to be juniors, which is under 18, or youth, which is under 23? Anyways, if Aabhas wins the gold once again, it will prove that his initial couple of golds in the under 16 category were no joke. They were no luck. He defeated Bacho on both arms. Not the Bacho that you're thinking about. But that kid has been winning ever since. He's not losing to anyone else. Aabhas was the only one who beat him. And in the Fix episode, Devon also mentioned that there will be a match between Auden Larratt and Aabhas Rana this year in either November or December. So in October or early November, Aabhas will compete at the World Championships. Then in December, he will compete in Pro Punjab League. So how are they going to fit another match for Aabhas in between those two competitions? I'm not sure, because competing 3 times in 3 months, is it really a wise choice? Especially when one is a World Championship and other is the Season 3 of Pro Punjab League, where he will be having at least 5 super matches. Let's see how that turns out to be. Thanks for watching. Like the video. I'll see you again.